Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today we're gonna do a classic read, so we'll see what's going on with each of the collectives and the messages between the twins, of course. I will do them with the tarot deck though, so it's gonna be a little bit different. And at the end I will pull a self-compassion card. Alright, so for the oracle deck, I'm gonna be using the Spirit Junkie Oracle from Gabby Bernstein today. Let's get a card. So this will be the positive affirmations, something from the universal knowledge that is important to remind ourselves today. Let's see what we have for divine feminines first of all. I hope you guys are doing great. I've had quite a week so far. It's been busy, it's been hectic, a lot has been going on, but I'm on the precipice of a few important decisions, so fingers crossed. And yeah, some of them will be connected with what I'm doing with my business and what I'll be publishing on my post and on my blog and my social, so watch out for that. And I'm gonna start sending the email newsletters again, so I believe there's still a link in the description box for how you can sign up. Of course, you can just message me or email me and ask me to add you to it. It will include the important updates on what's going on. If I post something new, an article or videos, it will be mentioned there, and any important announcements of the events that are coming up. So the feminines have got a card. I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment and set myself free. Yes, baby, forgiveness is so important. And I would say, I mean, it will sound selfish, but it's true that it's a lot more important, I feel like, for the person who was somehow hurt, who was a victim in the situation. It's a lot more important for that person that even for the person who did something wrong and supposedly have that remorse, live with that guilt in their life, right? Like, it's almost like it's, you know, our main responsibility in this lifetime is for ourselves. So it's like in that situation, both of those roles, they do have responsibility for their own happiness and well-being. And it's good if there is a chance to have that conversation, or, you know, to have that closure, to forgive each other and be on good terms and have that peace of mind. But even if it's not an option, and sometimes it isn't, if this was a one-off event, or after this you decided to cut any communication with the person, but it's still important. And it's not like there's no chance to get closure anymore. It's just that you'll have to do it on your terms, like on your side, right? Show compassion and understand, but process your feelings. Show yourself self-love and compassion as well. So compassion on both sides, and release, so that you can be free of that burden. Like this bird. What do we have for the masculines today? Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. So meditation, spending time in nature, just being by yourself and, you know, giving yourself time to decompress, to relax, to somehow listen to yourself even. Listen to the truth, and I'm just here and listen to myself. Again, in a good way, in a positive way, because oftentimes we don't necessarily do that listening and we miss important revelations on what we're going through right now. What our psyche is going through, what is bothering us, what are we happy about, right? It's important to take a few minutes and listen to that, acknowledge, maybe even take action, who knows. Okay, for the main reading, I'll use the Deluxe Tarot. So let's see, we'll check the energies of each of the twins and then what's going on in the connection at this time. For the feminines, we have the Chariot, Please clarify. We'll get clarification as well. 9 of Wands. Okay. What about masculines? Knight of... No, it's not Knight. This is a King. King of Cups in reverse. Ooh, that was quick. The Empress. Wow. Ooh, juicy. Let's get the connection. 3 of Coins. The Fool. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. So it's a new mentorship phase I'm getting. And for some, it's going to be more about I'm a mentor for someone and I never even expected I can be a mentor in that area or at this point in my life. And for others, it's about finding your mentor and it's somebody unexpected. That's what I'm getting. Like the biggest factor here is a surprise factor. It's like, ooh, I don't know. Let's just like throw in an example in the air. Like maybe it's a well-known chef in a restaurant, right? And me, like for example, I love, like again, if we're talking about me, I love cooking, so this might make sense, but I'll never imagine that my spiritual mentor would be a chef, someone occupied in that domain, you know, but somehow it just works and we click and I can see that the person gets me and we speak the same language and they have a lot to share, right? So be open-minded about that for both twins, I mean. Okay, feminines, you have the Chariot clarified by 9 of Wands. So what we can see at this time is there is a desire to progress fast. There is still a fear that things are moving too fast, you know, like there is that inner conflict, like I want things to be moving faster, but I'm also scared that things will move too fast, right? So there is a bit of that, and I would just say that that's your psyche talking, right? Because it doesn't feel safe if things are changing fast. But just take it slow and take it slow. Just surrender, right, to how things are developing and be grateful for that, because either way, you know, it's the divine timing that matters. And that's what you should be grateful for. And just see it one step at a time of what you can do. Because the Chariot is a major arcana, which means it's outside of your control. This is the divine orchestration. But you can do something about your fear, right? And you can move through the motion. Move through the motion. Go through the motion on what is in front of you, one step at a time, right? If a lot of things are happening at the same time, I'm getting for some, then take time for yourself. Just stay with yourself and be gentle and find that peaceful interpretation that will help you get through it, right? If necessary, for some, I'm getting this mentor figure is going to be important to help you get through it. For the masculines, we have King of Cups clarified by the Empress. So guess what? The King doesn't want to be keeping things inside anymore, right? The King of Cups is the one who understands things, he can read people, but is not fast to share his own emotions and feelings, right? And so this is a key milestone, I would say, for the divine masculines, where they feel the kindness and open heart of their feminine, and they feel like they don't have to be so closed off anymore. They don't have to be on the watch all the time and always analyzing and reading what's happening around them, either with DF. Well, it's mostly about DF actually. You know, like, am I saying the right things? Do I look right? Like, am I even supposed to talk about this and that I'm feeling right now, right? Like, there's more freedom there, more calmness, and more comfort with each other. Beautiful. And I love that the Empress in this deck is so much part of nature. Like, it's And I'm getting like this communication is naturally flowing, right? Like it's almost like, well, if not with my DF, then who can I confide in? Almost like that. Who can I be myself with? Beautiful. And then for the connection, we have Three of Coins clarified by the Fool. So definitely a new journey, but something, because this was the main card, it's something that the twins, a new leg of the journey, but something that the twins have brought in for themselves. So that's a big deal, actually. It's still very much in unknown territory. It's still new, still needs, is gonna have a learning curve of how the twins are gonna navigate it with each other, and how they're gonna then reflect that onto themselves, right? But it's important that that's the next level of success that the twins brought in by what they've been doing in their own right. The inner work, certain decisions in 3D, certain focuses and priorities, the correct way to affirm and to request what they were looking for in the connection, right? And it's happening. It's being brought about. So it's a celebration time, really. Okay, let's see what the messages are. First from DMs to DFs. I'm going to be using the After Tarot for that. Eight of Cups. Was the feminine, by the way. This is the third part. Anything else? And Two of Swords. Okay, yeah, feminine in both of them. So GMs are saying that, first of all, they can see how understanding and how empathic the feminines have shown themselves to them. And I know it's kind of on the nose, but you know, for some masculines it's still news that people can be like that and be so understanding and loving, even in the times of adversity or in the times when the masculine has walked away, or has not really shown their light side. But also it's important that they are getting their head around how much the feminine has been patient and kind and loving, especially when there was a lot going on in DM's life and they haven't even been able to give them time and attention. So it's not even that there's been something wrong in communication. There was little or no communication because of that, because they were dealing with stuff, and how supportive the energy of the DF has been. The other part is a little bit of a jealousy, growth spur. It's or like maybe being less jealous, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm having trouble with my words today a little bit, but basically what it means is that they still can see that DF is such, feminine is such an attractive being, that of course I have a lot of admirers, right? And it puts DMs in insecure position, that there's always some sort of competition that they'll have to fight with. They may know about somebody specific at the moment, take it how it resonates for you, but that's one of their fears, that somebody is gonna snatch you first, because they just wouldn't be ready in time. Okay, let's see what we have from feminines to masculines now. Something flew away. Temperance is the second card. Sorry, guys. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles. I love this. Look at that. Ten of Pentacles and the Temperance. So DFs are seeing how much this has been designed for them, this connection and this specific masculine, right? Like everything that you guys have been going through together and separately, but kind of together, you know, because it's still a complementary karmic path and lessons that we're learning and things that we already know. Like they see how perfectly designed it is, right? The whole setup and how much happiness you can have together. Even if so, for the feminines, it's the time when they can see in a lot more detail how this can work out and will work out, why it will work out. If before there were some concerns or fears that this person is never gonna be, compliant with those standards that I have, or they're not gonna be and then fill in the blanks, whatever your non-negotiables are, or whatever is super important in the life partnership for you, in the family life, right? Because this is about family. So this can be finances, it can be kids, the way of living, the place of living, right? Like there were so many differences, or you two have been living such a different life, right? That it was hard to imagine how that can come together for both of you to enjoy it. And that's key. Now they can see that, and we have Archangel Michael here in the Temperance card kind of saying, yeah, duh, that's the whole point. But it's still important to keep balancing the yin and the yang, and to experience things in new ways without the limitations of society, without thinking, well, I'm not gonna be doing that because it's as a masculine, because it's a feminine activity or chore or responsibility or area of expertise even, right? Or the feminine saying, no, this is for the masculine to take care of, I'm not gonna be dealing with that, right? Like this is so much more of that, the blending and working in partnership as people, right? And learning about yourself even more when you cross those boundaries, whether it's real or imaginary, whether it's very personal or it's society based, right? That's one of the big ways of how we are showing up for other people and how they are learning, even without us actually pronouncing as a lesson. They're still learning just from that, from getting to know your story, your experience, and that's huge. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. The last thing I'm gonna do, almost forgot, but I haven't forgotten, the self-compassion card of the day. Yay, love doing this. And by the way, this week is technically the last week of July, so I'm gonna start publishing the August horoscopes very soon. We have self-compassion breathing today. Very nice. As you breathe in and out, see if you can allow yourself to enjoy the sensations of breathing. Let it be a pleasant sensation and enjoy it as deeply as you can. Repeat for 5 breaths. I would say at least 10, but that's just me. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll be back with my readings very, very soon.